There are many fans of Bully who worry that a sequel, Bully 2, could never be made today. They often say that the original Bully was very controversial when it came out, and the people that have become too sensitive about the issue, of course, like school violence and similar themes. Many believe that Rockstar Games, the company behind Bully, would be too careful or would simply not take the risk of making another game with such a subject now. But is it really true that Rockstar could not make Bully today? I want to go through all the details and points that have been raised over the years about Bully's past controversies and see what they mean for the possibility of a sequel. Now, when Bully was first announced and then released, it quickly became a target for criticism and protest. So in 2005, some groups and individuals got very upset about the idea of a video game that took place in school setting. At the time, people worried that the game would encourage violence among young people or that it might lead to real-life problems. One of the most notable moments in this controversy was that the small group of protests gathered outside Rockstar's New York City's office. The protest was led by the group called the Pizzaholics. Now that the Pizzaholics were actually a non-profit organization created in 2004, and they were very focused on stopping youth violence. Their worry was that the game like Bully, which was set in school, might send a dangerous message to young people, much like the violent games in Grand Theft Auto series. They believe that even a small amount of school-based violence in games could have a big negative impact on society. Now, among the critics of Bully, one of the most famous names was Jack Thompson. Thompson was known for his strong views against video game violence. As soon as Bully was announced, he jumped into the fight against it. At first he claimed that the game should be banned because it allowed players to kiss the other characters of the same gender. Later he went even further, saying that Bully was like a Columbine simulator, a game that in his view would encourage school shootings. His words made many people very upset and created even more attention on the game. Thompson was not alone in this criticism. He had many supporters who believed that video games like Bully were harmful to society. However, his claims were soon shown to be exaggerated and often wrong. Rockstar Games, the maker of Bully, did not take these accusations lightly. In an unusual move, a representative from Take-Two Interactive, Rockstar's parent company, gave both the judge in a related legal case, Jack Thompson himself, a copy of Bully before it was officially released. The judge and Thompson then watched a demonstration of the game. What they saw did not match Thompson's extreme claims. The judge was able to see that many of the things Thompson said about the game were simply not true. Because of this clear evidence, the judge dismissed the case brought forward by Thompson. This was a big setback for Thompson and showed that his arguments were not based on what the game really was. Jack Thompson's actions during this period affected his reputation greatly. Today, if you look up Jack Thompson, you'll see that he's no more of an activist than a legal expert. His methods were widely criticized for being unprofessional, and in fact in 2008 he was disbarred because of his repeated misconduct. His behavior during the Bully controversies is often remembered as an example of how extreme reactions can sometimes cause more harm than good. The controversy surrounding Bully was not limited to the United States. In Brazil, as an example, the game faced a major challenge when a judge named Flavio Ribeiro banned Bully about 1 month after its scholarship edition was released. The judge's decision was based on the misunderstanding. He believed that the entire game took place inside a school. Anyone who have played Bully knew that this was just simply not true. In reality, most of the missions in Bully occur outside of the school setting. The ban was intended to protect young people, but it also ended up drawing more attention to the game. A representative from Take-Two Interactive made it clear that the controversy would not stop them from making money. If anything, it would make the game even more popular. This incident in Brazil is an example of how trying to restrict the game can sometimes have the opposite effect, sparking even more interest among people. Another incident that caused stir among the fans of Bully happened with the release of Scholarship Edition on the Xbox 360. Now, in this version, the game included many achievements for players to earn. One of these achievements, called Over the Rainbow, required players to receive 20 kisses from the characters such as Trent, Kirby, and many others. And according to the statistics of well-known achievements websites, About 31% of players managed to unlock this achievement, and for some critics, this number was used to argue that a significant portion of the game's audience was engaged in homosexual behavior. These critics even went to online forums like Giant Bomb, where they argued that Rockstar was pushing a certain social or political agenda through these achievements. Other players and observers, however, saw this as a minor aspect of the game. They pointed out that it was just an optional achievement and did not affect the overall gameplay or the story in any major way. It's important to note that Bully carries an anti-bullying message. Despite the controversies, the game was designed to show the problems with bullying and the importance of standing up to it. Many fans have grown to love Bully, not because of its controversies, but because of the engaging story and the way it represents the struggles of its young characters. The game is filled with humor, adventure, and genuine moments that speak to people who have felt like outsiders or who have faced difficult challenges at school. This deep connection with the audience is not one reason why Bully has remained popular over the years, even as new games have come and gone. Over 20 years, Bully has managed to overcome all the negative publicity and criticism that it once faced. Every time there was an attempt to remove or ban the game from stores, the controversy only seemed to make it more popular. This enduring popularity shows that Bully has a special place in the hearts of its fans. Even though some of the arguments made by the critics in the past were very harsh, none of the predicted disasters ever actually happened. The fears of violence or the spread of negativity of the behavior were not realized, and the game has continued to be enjoyed by many players around the world. Rockstar Games is very aware of the game's lasting appeal. The company knows that there is still a strong demand for Bully, and they have seen that the game resonated with people in a way that many modern titles do not. While many large studios focus on big budget games that often becomes outdated quickly, Bully remains a cherished title for its uniqueness and its thoughtful storytelling. The success of Bully is clear indication that it's not just a controversial game, but one that has brought joy and understanding to a diverse group of players. So, can Rockstar make Bully 2 today? Looking at the history of the original Bully, it seems that the real issue was not about the game being too controversial. Instead, it was about choosing the right time to bring out the sequel. Back then, Bully was first made. The social and cultural environments was different. The concerns about school violence and sensitivity topics were very strong then, and there was a strong reaction from groups like the Pisaholics and figures like Jack Thompson. Today, even though people are more aware of sensitive issues, the original game has proven that many of its fears were overblown. Rockstar's decision to wait before making a sequel was based on the idea that timing is very important, and at that time, there was no strong reason to create a sequel immediately. Now, with the game's long-lasting appeal and the knowledge that most severe fears have not come true, it seems making Bully 2 could be a possibility. Rockstar can point out the original Bully as proof that the worst predictions did not happen, and that the game has been enjoyed by millions over the years without causing harm that was once feared. So, in conclusion, even though Bully faced many challenges and controversies when it first came out, its lasting popularity shows that it has a special connection with its fans. The issue raised in the past, from protesters outside of Rockstar's office to extreme claims made by Jack Thompson and even bans in countries like Brazil, have not stopped the game from becoming a beloved classic. In fact, these controversies have only made Bully more interesting and memorable. With its enduring success, there is a strong argument that Rockstar Games could indeed make Bully 2 today. The company can learn from the past, knowing the timing and carefully handling the sensitive content is key. The success of original Bully suggests that a well-made sequel could capture the same spirit, appealing to both old fans and new generations of players. But do let me know what you think. Do you think that Bully 2 is gonna get its own light in some time in the future? Or do you think it's just like more or less of a lost cause and perhaps never will come into fruition? Nevertheless, thank you so much for watching, like and subscribe. I'll see you guys all, and have a wonderful day.